Fighting the fat within. Today on Delmarva Life, we talk about food addictions, whether comfort food is actually bringing your body actual comfort, and how a prescription for ADHD could help control binge eating.
Sleep. If that's a foreign word to you, we're going to try and help bring it back to one you're more familiar with. Coming up, our Sean Stryker shows us the do's and don'ts of getting your Z's, including hitting that snooze button. Plus, some aids claim to help you fall asleep naturally. But are they really? We tell you some of the top concerns when it comes to these natural sleep aids, and we give you some better alternatives.
How about this healthy alternative? Looks delicious, doesn't it? The executive chef of the Bartlett Pear Inn in our Delmarva Life kitchen, showing us how to whip up this yummy, healthy dessert. And oh, that's not all. We're also making a Sambuca mussel dish topped with blue cheese.
And we'll introduce you to this 89-year young local Girl Scout. You heard me right. Learn why she's still involved in the organization and why she's not planning on going anywhere soon.
3 clues, 2 guesses. Will you get it right? Today we're playing Search for Stryker. Delmarva Life starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hoppa. Welcome to Delmarva Life from Historic Studio D.
And we'd like to welcome our studio audience. Hey, guys. I'd like to introduce you to the 6th and 8th grade journalism class at Stepping Stones Learning Academy in Fruitland.
So you guys could take my job, right?
Yes, they're eyeing your job
wow,
right now.
you were in that way too quick.
Hey, we talked about the Super Bowl yesterday. Did you hear the latest? That Sunday Super Bowl was the most watched show in television history, and the highest rated Super Bowl in the last 30 seasons.
Oh my goodness.
114.4 million viewers watched it on Sunday night. That's 2.2 million more than last year.
That's a lot of folks.
That's a lot of folks.
That's a lot of folks.
They were either watching for the football or the commercials, I don't know.
Or the halftime show.
Or the halftime show, yeah.
Or the interception that closed the game at 20 seconds left. Well,
yeah.
Did you hear the news? The Delaware Division of Public Health has announced that the first case of measles in the state since 2012 has been diagnosed up in Newcastle County. Now, if you know the stories of, follow me here, if you know the stories of James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and many more, you know the author Roald Dahl. Take a look at this picture. He was married to actress Patricia Neal. She's there on the far right.
Oh, yeah.
They had 4 children. The oldest is sitting next to Patricia. Her name's Olivia. Olivia died from measles at the age of 7 in 1962. The measles vaccine that could have prevented her death came out in 1963. 2 years before his death in 1988, he wrote a public letter telling the story and encouraging parents everywhere to take advantage of the vaccine. If you'd like to read that letter, you can look for the link on our website. It's worth your time. Go to WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the
Writing
page.
that letter to help children all over the place.
Yes.
Well, so here's a way you can help children on the Mid-Shore. Court-appointed special advocate, or CASA. You've heard of them. Well, they're looking for volunteers. They're trained to understand the challenges faced by youth in the child welfare system and to help improve CASA's advocacy for the best possible long-term outcomes for the children. Now, they recently held a training, but can always use more help.
Always a good thing to get into. Let's talk music for a second because we got a whole bunch of music to talk about. Singer-songwriter Bruce Anthony is going to jazz up the Old State House on Friday. Caps off that, of course, in Dover. Caps off a 3-part concert series that has proven very popular at the historic venue. Presented by First State Heritage and Park Delaware Friends of Folks. And guess what? It is free.
All right. Speaking of music, if you're looking forward to the Firefly Music Festival this summer at the Woodlands in Dover, you're not the only one. Now, if we could just figure out who's going to be there. Now, the lineup was supposed to be announced last week. There's Sean. He was there last year. But organizers say it's taking longer than anticipated to get the agreements. Now, they posted on Facebook Friday, quote, "It'll be worth the wait, and we will share the lineup with you as soon as possible. In the meantime, the city of Dover is trying to annex the grounds to make for better response times from emergency first responders. It's tricky, though, because some of it is in the city limits of Dover and some of it is not. Probably won't happen by this year's event, but maybe next year.
Okay, that's a good thing to look forward to. But wait, there's more. James M. Bennett's 17th Rock and Roll Revival is this weekend and next. These are some clips from a past show. 46 songs, 2 acts. The theme this year is Paint by Numbers. All the songs are about colors and numbers. The 17th Annual Rock and Roll Revival is this Friday through Sunday and next Thursday through Sunday. Showtime 7 o'clock with Sunday afternoon matinees at 2. Tickets are $15 to $20.
If I say it every year, if you've never been, you need to check it out. These productions are top notch. Well, maybe you're looking a little farther south on the peninsula like Pocomoke. Well, it's never too early to start planning for Valentine's Day. At the Marva Theater, there's going to be a live cabaret for you and your Valentine with a 3-course meal. Call in your reservation by Friday.
Now, maybe you're looking for something a little more controversial. Have you ever heard of the 1925 Scopes monkey trial?
Oh, yeah.
If you're not familiar with it, here's the deal. A Tennessee man taught his high school science class Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, which at the time happened to be against the law. Well, there's a play that fictionalizes that trial that's coming to Milford. Here's Dick Pack and Steve Caporiccio towering over Dawson Gerke in the rehearsal for Inherit the Wind. The Second Street Players will present the play debating the controversy of creationism versus evolution at the Riverfront Theater. Inherit the Wind's going to run February 13th through the 15th and 20th through the 22nd. Tickets are $17, and you can call that number for more information, 800-838-3006.
Yeah, something controversial in history. Now, if you've considered dabbling in your family history, this is interesting. The Delaware Public Archives will make a presentation Friday morning on how African Americans can trace their heritage. Shamil Jordan will explain how residents can trace their ancestry using federal, county, and organizational records from Reconstruction back to the slavery time period. It is free and no reservation is needed. If you want some more information, call Tom Summers at this number, 302-744-5047.
Okay, if you're in the Dover area, we'd kind of like to try to explain something that might have happened to you recently. There was a couple of guys that went out with a camera. That's George Chavez on the right.
Okay.
He spent the day on Delaware Tech's Terry campus in Dover, walking up to random people and asking to hold their hand.
Oh, really?
Dario Gaspar filmed it for a social experiment. You can see some people were agreeable to it. Some, yeah, not so much.
I bet.
It was an amazing thing to see happen, and they did it over several people.
How about that?
It was great.
Well, you may agree with this. Sometimes after a bad day, you just can't wait to enjoy the junk food of your choice. I mean, they call it comfort food for a reason, right? Not so fast. Up next on Delmarva Life, we found out if those calories you're consuming actually do anything to help your mood.
Plus, we find out just how addicting those calories may be. Next, we're going to hear the story of 2 women who claim they're dealing with food addiction day in and day out. We're going to find out how they cope.
And you may occasionally binge eat. I mean, come on. We all do it sometimes, but for some, binge eating is an eating disorder. Next, we learn about a treatment that may help with those cravings.
Well, maybe you're craving a delicious dessert, but you know you shouldn't indulge. A little bit later on, we're in the Delmarva Life kitchen learning to make a healthy dessert to help satisfy that sweet tooth. Almond milk panna cotta. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and LG dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.